It's hard for people to realize in this day and age when we're so conditioned by fast food that this instrument, there's nothing on it that will wear out except replacing the light bulb and taking care of the blower. That's the only electrical equipment there is. The pipes are not going to disintegrate. They'll be that way 500 years from now. I played a lot of Bach on it because I enjoy playing Bach. It doesn't mean that it doesn't play other things, but I love playing Bach recitals, and I think audiences were always very enthusiastic to hear Bach on it. When the organ was new, they began, because it was such a revolutionary addition to the Midwest. There was an article that came out in one of the professional journals that said organ in the cornfields, as if we're not quite capable out here of doing something like that. And when they had the dedication of the organ, in the dedication weeks, Krapf had one of his senior doctoral students practicing on this organ playing Liszt. So when the critics came in and heard the organ, they said, oh, he does play other literature. On the bulletin board, and I went with the flood. I guess I wish I had made a copy of it. I think from the time when I came here from the late 70s on, or with this instrument, we had over 100 guests, either recitalists and or teachers who came here using no state funds but a private scholarship. So we had all of the leading organists really worldwide here at some point or another, I would say. We didn't miss very many. Mm-hmm. Americans and or Europeans, many of them came here. Really remember that. I knew that Clapp Hall was not in a condition to be restored, and something would have to happen with it. I don't remember exactly how long after the flood had taken place, but I had no feeling whatsoever when I turned off the switch for that final recital that I wouldn't turn it on again for 10 years. Never. We planned for the dedication because the people of Iowa City had never heard an organ like this. Krapf and I planned to play the recital once, but it was filled. The hall was filled. There was chairs on the stage, and we played it twice. This organ was designed by Larry Phelps, but when it was finished, he was no longer head of the tonal director for Casavet, Gerhard Brunsema, and so neither side really can officially claim it. Because of the sensitivity of the action and the simplicity of the action, this is the way the older instruments all operated, and still many of them that are hundreds of years old operate that way. Mm-hmm. That you don't have to deal with the electrical connections between finger and sound. People don't realize that your finger, actually the weight of your finger pressing down on the key, admits air to the pipe. It's not done electrically, it's done by your finger. And so if you do it quickly, you get one effect. You'd like blowing on a Coke bottle. You do it slowly, you get another effect. It's limited in the dynamic possibility, but there is something there. I mean, you can release keys more easily and the sound will close. Not that everybody's going to hear, oh, I hear a decrescendo in the sound, but there's something there. And the performer feels, as you would feel on the piano, you have a control of where the sound is going to happen. That's which doesn't happen in electro-pneumatic. It continue to be used, obviously, as a fulfilling instrument for the congregation. That's why it's here, to support congregational singing and the choir, and then also to be used in recitals. I don't think it isn't a secular instrument that sort of sits there and says, what in the world is that church doing with an instrument like that? Instruments that were designed in the 17th and 18th centuries, one of their primary purposes was to support the congregation singing. Because you sing the hymns, you sing the text, you sing the liturgy. That's very important. So I wanted to serve that purpose strongly, which I think it will.